Indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you so much for joining me here again. Already on the Ninja Beach. It's so nice to have you friends here. Thank you for sharing your grace with me today. I appreciate it so much. I had a bit of a, I used the word anxious, but there's another word for it. Compulsive, a little bit agitated. That's the right word. I've been a little bit agitated today. Completely my fault, 100% my fault, because I was exposing myself to information that would cause me to be agitated, if you will. And then I got caught in a loop of being agitated and then, physically exhausting myself to kind of rid myself of that agitation, and then trying to rid myself of that physical agitation, I put myself in a, let's just call it a state. Not necessarily a positive state, not necessarily a negative state, but a painful state where I have pressure in my head. And then I would distract myself until it goes away. And then I would get agitated. And then I would put myself in under physical strain. And I rinsed and repeated that basically 9 times. I think it was 9 times. And it's just from this mindset of, lacking grace. I've been feeling a little bit disconnected in the way of messages, in the way of lessons, in the way of feeling into what we're supposed to say in these streams. And it really disturbs me because I always want to, share stuff with you friends that is worthy of your time, worthy of our time, worthy of, this space. And if I don't have that, it can be very jarring to me. I'm either in search of it or it gets exposed to me. And if it doesn't get exposed to me, then it causes some sort of anxiety. So today I asked Brother Ryan if he'd be willing to help us choose a topic for today. And Ryan basically gave me grace as the thing we want to address, want to feel into, want to question. And he asked me as well to ask my mom what is her idea of grace. And she said, gezondheid, genade, gezondheid, genade en service is, I forgot the Afrikaans word for it, but basically health, favor, and service is the words that she gave me in relation to grace. And you would think, if those are the topics of grace, health, service, and favor, I have all of those things. I feel at least I have all of those things. So on a perspective of, what I have and what I'm supposed to be feeling, I feel like I am supposed to be experiencing grace right now in my life. But with the amount of stuff that's going on in the world, it's very difficult for us to access that grace. Something very beautiful that Ryan, reminds me of and makes sure that I keep in the forefront of my mind is that grace is not something we can escape. It's not something that we can, undo, something that we can not experience. Because grace almost comes as a relief symptom to turmoil. And I feel, every single one of us would like to experience some grace right now with things going on. Hermias Blur, friends. We have some thunder rustling the leaves. Well, rustling the hairs in my ears, maybe. Thank you, friends, genuinely for joining me. Ninja Peach on the. It's such a pleasure having you here. It's okay, Mel. Allow yourself that human nature. I do. And I thank you so much for saying that as well on B, because that is one of the things I want to touch on today is being graceful with ourselves in whatever it is we're doing, even if we're distracting ourselves right now. To allow ourselves some grace in that, because, distracting ourselves from what is going on, no matter what that distraction is, it's going to be better than what's going on. So if you can elicit a response that is better than the one that is being perpetuated into our world right now, then you are literally bringing more grace into this world by doing that. Maybe we'll touch a little bit more on that, but I'll read something worth saying first. I think I want to read something from the back of the book this time. Ooh. It's almost like I'm reading these things for the first time. So I'll, man, like these are so good. You know what? I'll read freaking all of them. Why not? The first one is looking into infinity and realizing you chose this finite one. This one I wrote down after a dimethyltryptamine experience. Looking into infinity and realizing you chose this finite one. As in, you could have been anywhere. Your consciousness, your awareness of, technically is everywhere. And within that everywhere, you could have been anywhere. And instead of being anywhere else, you're here now. You know, and not necessarily in the stream, but here in this life, here in this body that you are in, here in this circumstance, here in this job opportunity, here in this financial situation, here in the middle of, turmoil and the war is going on inside of our humanity, our collective consciousness. The second one is art is a whole world outside of the one I'm living in. Art is a whole world outside of the one I'm living in. That one just makes me feel things. Art is a whole world outside of the one I'm living in. Because technically that's what it is. Like inside of each and every single one of our minds, we can have these creative thoughts. It's just sometimes we don't have the skills to be able to take these thoughts and realize them into a physical medium. But the individuals that do that, the individuals that have practiced that art form, if you will, literally bring things inside of their heads into this world that wasn't of this world, at least not originally. Art is a whole world outside of the one we're living in. Absolutely fantastic. The next one goes, creation teaches the creator. Such is your life. Whoa, such your life. As such, your life is actively informing the creation of life. Creation teaches the creator. As such, your life actively informs the creation of life. How about that one? Oh man, these things are making me so happy. Oh, I'm remembering again why I call them things worth saying, because they're worth it. They're so freaking worth it. Mm. People are larger on the inside than the outside. That's an Aunt B one. People are larger on the inside than the outside. Jovan shared this one with us. Where beauty can't be found, created. When it hurts, observe. Life is trying to teach you something. That one I feel is just a reminder, especially with what I'm going through right now. The thing is, I wanted to say I'm not hurting, but that would be a lie. Is there a difference between hurting and being in pain? I'm not in pain, but I'm hurting. So, I guess so. This one is a nice one, though. Love is a game that two can play and both can win. I really like that one. You always gain by giving love. If the only teacher is time, the only lesson is patience. That's Uncle Becky one. And then the last one we're going to read for today is communication creates in the mind of those that hear choose to create beauty. Communication creates in the mind of those that hear. Choose to create beauty. And not only that, like there is this beautiful quote that I recently. Okay, so by the way, just so that your friends know, like an update, we caught the goose today and we snipped the little strings around his feet, so the goose is free finally. Uh, anyway, the quote that I wanted to mention is this one of, if you hear me say anything, literally anything, and you feel that resonates as a truth, it's not resonating as a truth because I have, found this information from the universe and I'm now, you know, like an example of what could be. No, that information was on your heart this whole time. The only reason you can feel it as a truth is because it always has been a truth inside of you. And as soon as I heard those words, I was like, yes, that is a truth. So I got into this paradox of like, wait a second, the truth of what the Thank you, Fred, so much for joining me. Frankie Marie, it's nice having you here, friend. Isaac is here as well. Thank you, Brother Bear. Brother Ryan, thank you for joining me as well. Grace, thank you for your grace. Genuinely on B. We have Deru saying, where are you? It's a beautiful place. I live in South Africa, friend. I live in South Africa. Born and raised. I've been away for a year and a half in my entire life. And it's interesting to me. Like Ryan recently shared with me that he remembers me saying that I've had a hard time playing games. And Talia recommended a game to me called Beyond Two Souls that she says is a very emotional and beautiful game. And it went on sale, so I was like, Talia recommended this to me. I have to get it. And I think I've played like 20 minutes, but it's so difficult. It's so difficult for me to play games, and basically as I'm going through this mindset again, Ryan sends me a message addressing the fact and being like, it's almost like when you are trying to be, want to be completely present within this life, within this game, if you will, that the other games feel more limited. Like there is so much to be experienced in this, current existence, that going to a game world feels like you're not getting as much input. And it's partly, with me coming back to South Africa. Like when I was living in South Africa before I left for China, I definitely enjoyed playing video games because there was a part of myself that felt like South Africa isn't where I wanted to be. So I went to China for a year and a half, and when I was in China, like I unfortunately, beautiful little blue and brown bird just flew past. Unfortunately, I was I moved to Shanghai just as the pandemic started, and I was locked in my room. Literally, like it was. I had my bed in it, and then I had this much space to walk, and then I had a closet, and then I had a desk that was literally up against my bed, and I would sit on the bed to access the desk. That was the size of the room, and I was stuck in there for 5 months, and I was really, 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 really loving games because I was playing The Witcher 3 at that point in my life, and it was such a beautiful escape from the reality I was in. And having come back to South Africa, it's like I don't want to escape reality. And today, I felt like I was lacking some of that grace and feeling a little bit more into that escapism. And again, we should allow ourselves that if that is something that's going to bring us more grace, more calm, more peace within what's going on right now. It's an interesting thing to notice within ourselves. If you feel something, listen. Life is trying to teach you something. Oh, love you, Isaac. Thank you for sharing the love. Jacob is here as well. Thank you for joining us, friend. Where is he sitting? I'm sitting in South Africa. Deru. Grace is a gift to ourselves and others. So thankful for it. So thankful for you, my friend. I hope to share as much grace as I can in this stream today. We have Elvie saying, "Wow, to see you still doing this. I remember tuning in on day one. Elvie, what a trip that is, friend. 427 days later. We're still doing it, friend. We still believe the same things. Yo, I'm like referencing myself on day one. Goodness. I have to go and rewatch that thing. I think I've watched the first 5 minutes, but it was so much that I couldn't continue. I guess I have to really sit with it, listen to my own words, see where I came from again. It's been a crazy journey, friend. Thank you for joining us again. How have you been in these last 427 days? Thank you for genuinely thank you for joining us again. I hope to see you more. I can understand that feeling. I want you to remember that you're showing up for this for a long time. It's okay to not always know. Don't let it stress you out. Too much focus on seeking can be the first step to getting lost. Isaac, what a pleasure it is to have you here, friend. Like, you have been, honestly, you have been such an amazing part of these streams. You have shared so much insight. You have given me so many opportunities to say beautiful things, and I cannot thank you enough for that. Thank you for saying even more beautiful things. I want to read those last words again. Too much focus on seeking can be the first step of getting lost. And you know what I've noticed, Isaac, and it's been a while now again. I think it's since the 27th of January was the last time I had an experience like that. But if I find myself in a psychedelic mind state, for some reason, there is that willingness, I heard talking, this want to seek, to find something, either within inside of ourselves, and especially if it's something outside of ourselves, it can cause you to, as you're saying, get lost. Not lost in as in you don't know where you are, but as in you don't know what you're doing. Like you find yourself drifting. And then in that energy as well, I tried to notice something. I was like, why is it I'm seeking? Why is it I'm looking for something? Why can't I just be satisfied with what I have and where I am right now? And instead of beating on myself because of that, I shifted my perspective into seeing, seeking, or looking for something as an opportunity to look at things, to really look at things. Because when we're looking for something, inadvertently, we're looking at everything, right? Think about that. So, oh, where is this thing? I know there must be somewhere. And then you go from room to room to room, looking at everything, literally scanning, you know that focus beam. And I was like, that is kind of interesting. Even though, I might be looking for something and I'm looking at a lot of things, and all of the things I look at isn't what I'm looking for. I'm still looking at them. I can't undo that looking at things. And upon realizing that, I almost settled, and I realized that what I'm actually trying to do is to look at things. And upon realizing that, I allowed myself to look at things on purpose, if that makes any sense. Thank you, Isaac, for allowing me to share that. You want to see Pippi Longstockings? Let me share Pippi Longstockings with you, friends. Oh, look at this little sweetheart. Oh, oh, it's so nice being a puppy. Oh, so nice being a puppy Longstockings. Awesome. You're like, why is he calling her Pippi Longstockings? This is why. She looks like she has little stockings on. You see? And then she's mostly brown. Pippi Longstockings. Oh, smash, smash, smash. Oh, I freaking love you two bits. You sweet, sweet thing. Oh, smash, smash. Okay, here we go. Imagine what we could accomplish if we used all our religious energy to do actual good deeds on earth. Pravin, A part of me likes to believe that there has been done a lot of good through religious energy, if you will. Like just thinking to the context, to the perspective that I've gained watching my parents. My parents are extremely Christian, but very, very much so. And they go to church every Sunday. And my dad is one of the musicians when he's here, like he's in Zimbabwe right now. So he plays the guitar and sings, and he'll give sermons as well occasionally. And even though all of those things are happening, they have all of these, if you will, biases as to this is now our in group and we care for one another and na 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 na. They do. They do care for one another. And I don't know if it's like that with everyone, for everyone, but my parents did, find good Christian friends. And when my mom's car broke down a few weeks ago, one of, these church friends drove out to go and fetch them, gave my mom his, truck, sat with the car, the broken down car, got someone to bring like a loader bed, and then drove the car back to his house. And then the next day, my mom took me there so that I can take the car to get fixed. So even though I believe there has been a lot of hurt, if you will, because of religious, separation. Within those unities, there has been a lot of good done as well. And I feel instead of focusing on all of the, pain the separation has caused, we gain a lot more by focusing on the unity, the love that has been shared. How do you feel about that, Pravin? Hey, Melita. Yeah, Discord notifications are officially bonked. So the bot got discontinued. The person who wrote the bot no longer streams, so he didn't feel like he wasn't gonna put work into something he was gonna use, which I understand. And yeah, unfortunately, with that, the bot got bonked. But at least silver linings. I stream consecutively on the exact same time for the last 200 and 427 days. So it helps at least, to the friends who want to be here. They know when I'm here, so you friends can join me. Thank you so much, Melita, for joining me, friend. I don't think I've answered your Discord messages, not the ones you sent recently, but I will be, sure to afterwards. I do feel that I am blessed by the grace of you humans every time I come here. Thank you for sharing the divine light. Isaac, you're doing the exact same, my friend. Genuinely, thank you. Thank you so much. We'll need to fix that. I would like that as well, Melita. I think Uncle Becky has a bot that's working. I think so. I think it's working. So I'll have to talk to him to figure it out. It is. It's a bit of a bummer. Little bit of a bummer. I don't think religious energy is necessary, but that's me. I feel so as well. And we've shared this a few times. How we understand religion versus spirituality is religion is when a bunch of people come together and agree on what God is, where spirituality is the pursuit of what God is. And I believe that we are all spiritual beings by nature, and then as spiritual beings searching for what God is, we find other beings, spiritual beings, also trying to do the same. And then they are convinced that they have found that. And then, having been convinced that they found that and convincing themselves alongside other people, reinforcing that bias, can be something that's beneficial. It's happened for as long as time. You could say it's happening with us, like we're not trying to deify anything other than everything. And you could call that monotheism if you want to as well, but we're not trying to separate ourselves from one another. And I feel in that case is where we're differing. Like instead of trying to separate ourselves, try and put ourselves on a pedestal, try and put others down, on the ground because they don't believe the same things that we do. We try to keep an open mind and try to invite, all perspectives into this space, which is something that not a lot of, religious sects would be willing to do. Tell me about what religious energy means to you. I would love to know as well. Like people have done absolutely horrible things. Like, I wanted to say maybe more bad things have been done in the name of religion than good things, but I don't actually believe that. Maybe on scale, horrible things have been done for religion, but on the individual level, maybe a lot of good has been done with religion as well. So it's all about balance. Wolves Sand says, I just wanted to say that I've had a tough year with lots of things. One thing I've done over the past year is catch your Arpan show when I can. It always brings up my mood. Just wanted to say thanks. What that's like a literal breath of fresh air. Wolves and thank you so much for that, my friend. If one of you friends would be willing to screenshot that and, post it on the heart melt comments, I would really appreciate that. That is one of them. Thank you so much, friend. Thank you for sharing this space with us. Thank you for showing up, even if it's once a year. You are loved. We'll make it through. We'll make it through, friend, as long as we keep showing up for ourselves and for one another. Unfortunately, religion is being used as a political construct rather than a spiritual one. Yeah. I don't know if your friends on Reddit can see. No, you can't. But on YouTube, you can see Peppy just rolling in the grass, having the most shenanigans of a time. Melita is the luckiest one in the world right now, being able to have that perspective. Let me show you a little bit. I think you'll be able to see it now. I love her to bits. Even in this, back view. Thank you, friend. Man, thank you so much. And you're right, Melita. It's separation. The whole divide and conquer mentality is like, oh yeah, if I separate these people, then they're gonna be significantly easier to control. And that's true. It's true, that's how it works. If you separate people, then they feel, lost, and then you can claim that you know how to get them on track again. And then they'll believe whatever you say because apparently you know what you're talking about. The joke is, nobody knows what's going on. Nobody knows what we're talking about. We're not stating ideas, we're exploring ideas. The one, man, that's super hard. Did I miss one? It's interesting how the one certain thing human will always do is express all things we figured out on a base level. It's rocketed into creativity, right? And I've been really into visionary artwork. One of my biggest inspirations for art is an artist called Alex Gray. And if you haven't seen his work, do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor and go and look at some of the stuff he's made. Like just referencing the stuff I see in my head right now, what he's created, it inspires me. It creates a sense of awe, a sense of wonder. And it's also depicting something that is not of this world. Like he's depicting things that is not of this world. He's depicting things that is the other half of the world, if you will. One, for the time, for the time in a long, whoa, for the first time in a long time, I was super frustrated yesterday with government and tax stuff. I was stripping me up so bad. I decided to take a breather and go for a walk with Fruity to enjoy the nice day. She screamed the entire time. Oh boy. What's crazy to me about that, Ninja Peach is how, life does that. It's like, oh, you're going through a lot right now, huh? How about you get some spice? Sprinkles even more bullshit on your perspective, your experience. And then it pushes you even farther. You feel like you've been pushed as far as you can go. And then life is like, oh yeah? Oh yeah, you think you've been pushed far, huh? How about I push you a little bit farther? Let's see. Let's see how strong you really are. Thank you, Ninja Peach, for staying strong, my friend. Thank you so much. I can't imagine how difficult it must be, having a screaming baby. Because, like, one, it makes you feel powerless. Two, it makes you feel frustrated because none of us like, loud sounds. Three, you have this moral dilemma of, do I let this child continue screaming? Do I try and pick the child up and comfort her? What am I supposed to do? What do you want from me? Four, like your mind. your mind, being the monkey brain that it is, can go through a bunch of different things in that state. Thank you. Thank you, Ninja Peach, for being willing to share this with us and for being strong enough to love her nonetheless. You're going through a lot right now. Great. Let me help you by putting out even more challenges for you so you can learn even more from this, right, Melita? And it's always funny to me that we know that that is how it is, and we just experience more and more of that. Again, the whole, as soon as you believe, you've gained a new level of patience, you've gained a new level of calm, then life gives you even more things to disrupt that calm, to disrupt that sense of patience that you have. And that is so hard. I can only imagine. And I'm learning from you already, Ninja Peach. Thank you, my friend. The one inevitable action humans take is expression. Think about the wheel. Super basic concept. That's a tool. Since we figured out the wheel, we have a whole plethora of creative options: spinners, low profile rims, gold, black. And interestingly enough, on this idea of the wheel, Isaac, Buddhism, I think it's Buddhism? Yeah, Buddhism, the symbol is a wheel as well. And even like no matter, again, it's funny. So like I'm gonna butcher this a little bit, so do bear with me. But there is this analogy that they make. Even if you are the most wealthy, the most prestigious being in this life, it is like chaining yourself with golden chains to this wheel. Getting pulled on, like going down and then going up again, versus someone who might be arguably poor and unfortunate is chained to the same wheel with old rusty chains. And it's just this like reminder of, no matter what it is we're going through, no matter how wealthy it is we are, there is still things, there is still pain, there is still lessons to be learned. No life is more worthy, more significant than any other life. Every single one of us are supposed to be here. The wheel keeps turning, yeah. Round and around and around and around we go. All the way around. The infinity keeps looping. My brain rattled just reading this. So sorry, friend. I'm not even going to get into it. Beautiful title today. Thank you so much, Natalie. It's so nice to have you here, my friend. Thank you for bringing grace. Second, an older gentleman with a dog. So this is while she was crying. An older gentleman with a dog stopped to talk to me over her screaming, and it was so nice. His tiny bit of grace changed my entire day. He was telling me about his daughters. It was a beautiful exchange. You see, now I felt like we were at the bottom of the wheel at the start of your message, Ninja Peach. And now, having you shared that second part of it, we're right back at the top of it. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And it's like my mind, liking synchronicities and all, feels like that is a perfectly divine experience that you went through. Having felt that frustrated, having felt like, oh, I need to get out of the house and, experience a little bit of the outside, having her cry, furiously as you're, trying to experience calm and peace, grace, if you will, in the outside world, not having that. And then with all of these circumstances coming together, you meet this old man, as you say, and you get to have that conversation, and he gets to provide some grace in your life because of all of this turmoil that you experienced, right, Ryan? Like literally, Ryan's description, Ryan's understanding of grace is this feeling of calm, peace, serenity after having gone through frustration, turmoil, anxiety, aggravation. So thank you. Thank you so much for sharing such a beautiful example of that with us, Ninja Peach. Oof, hit me in the heart. Thank you so much, Auntie. Sounds lovely. I do not miss Haridas. I mean, there's two Haridas actually right there. At least they're quiet. They can be pretty loud. Today's a new day. Toast, Melos. Thank you for joining us, Brother Bear. I see. So at first it looked like a like a spade, and then the more my mind shifted, it started looking like a lamp hanging from the top of a roof. Thinking, at least reminding me as to this, leaving a light on onto the porch. No matter when your friends come back, the light will be on. At least in this moment, in this time. I love you, friends, so much. I love you so much, Toast. Thank you for joining us, Brother Bear. It is. I know how it feels to literally try everything and just not understand what's wrong and feeling so worked up over it. Sometimes all we can do is breathe and know it will pass. On B, that lesson right there has come back so many times to me. Going through something, breathe. Go angry, breathe. Sad, breathe. Because literally everything that we've been through in our entire lives, all of the turmoils, all of the bullshit, all of the wonderful things as well, all of the absolutely ecstatic moments of joy, we were breathing throughout all of it. And we will continue breathing throughout all of it until, we give our last breath back. Thank you so much for reminding me of that again, Aunt B. Like, I could never learn that lesson enough. Definitely. We got home and she went right to sleep for an hour. All that crying and fresh air must have did her in. I'm happy to hear that she got some rest and you did as well, Ninja Peach. Sometimes you just let it out. Hey, Katie. Such a pleasure having you here. I see a crescent moon. Thank you for joining us, my beautiful friend. It's so nice to have you here. What's so awesome? It's a great reminder when someone shares that kindness. In moments like that, we feel so swamped and bogged down. That bit of love can pull us right out and remind us we are here and we are okay. And that love is true. That love is true, Isaac. And I keep reminding myself of that as well. That moment that Ninja Peach was allowed to have, she was potentially going through this experience, being like, what the fuck? Why is it like this? I know. Is love not true? Damn it. Isn't love true? What the hell? And then, she meets this old man and then this reminder. Hey, hello, hello, hey, hello. Love is true. Don't forget that. Don't you remember? Don't get lost. Stay here. And even if you get lost, you're gonna find yourself here nonetheless. Like, think about that. Every single time you were lost, you found yourself right here in this moment with this breath, thinking the thoughts you're thinking right now. It's a beautiful day to be alive. Notifications still work for Haywire Hill streams to our Discord, as we don't use the RPAN bot. There we go. Melt drive and consistency is unmatched. Yeah. Thank you, Aunt B. I'm trying, friend. Like, this is so important to me. You friends are so important to me. Doing what it is we're doing is so important to me, and continuing this energy that we've been cultivating. It is what I feel I was put on this earth to do, and being able to do this is genuinely the biggest pleasure, the biggest honor that I could have ever asked for. Thank you, friends, for enabling me to. Thank you so much. Same can be said about you guys too, though. Absolutely, genuinely, you friends have been so consistent and so beautifully, loving towards the world as well. From Haywire Hill, we see you as well, Aunt B and Uncle Becky. Reading this back, I thought about a storage source being a melt drive instead of a hard drive. That makes me happy. That genuinely makes me happy. The melt drive, yes. Constantly, updating, adding a little bit more information to this space, reminding ourselves actively that love is in fact true, showing up for that fact, like asking myself, uh, do I want to show up? Why would I want to show up? And then I'm like, but love is true. That's why. I'm like, oh, okay. You make a good point. That's a really good point. I guess we have to show up then. Good afternoon, Estian, and hello, friends. Sending you all the love and light. And I hope you all have a day filled with joy. Thank you, Lisa. I hope the same for you, my friend. How are you feeling today? I feel like it's the most I feel like it's the people, not the religion. I've met some beautiful religious people and some really mean peeps. I find it comes down to awareness. Oh, goodness. No, Isaac. Oh, goodness. So. Okay, no. This is too weird to ignore. I'm going to go and get my journal. I want to read you something. Silly girl. You silly Sally. You taking my seat. You taking my seat, silly. Okay, give me some space. Okay, Isaac. Dude, like the amount of times you have been like synced up to my brain is too surreal. And this I feel like is one of the most surreal examples of that. Hmm. Here it is. So, day three, the the third. So literally today's entry. I like basically write a little bit of what's going on inside of my mind, and then I try to write, things worth saying, if you will. And my own thing worth saying today is keep your awareness trained on values, love, and wisdom. Don't let these things be compromised because the awareness of the opposite is an illusion. So the fact that you drop like it, I find it comes down to awareness. The values of the Christians can be beautiful, dude. Dude, like just like journal entries. Yow! I'm so happy to be like adding journal entries again. It's been an absolute pleasure giving myself a moment to think about the things I think about. And do you want to read? You want to hear my journal entry for today? You know what? I feel like I'm going to read it. It goes, my dreams have been coming back, and my awareness seems to be trained on them. I'm not lucid, but I am aware enough to not take it too seriously. Every time I stop smoking weed for a while, my dreams come back, but I'm aware that my sleep quality suffers because of it. The dreams have been good, but I have not been learning anything. Having said that, I hope my awareness tries to. Man, being a human being is so sick. Being a human being and being with other human beings who think the same thoughts, who feel the same things, is such a divine experience. So I do understand, I understand religion. It makes perfect sense because all of these people are referencing the same source material, believing in the same thing. So they're likely to come to the same conclusions. And that has been, the case for human beings for as long as we've been here. But we keep trying to attach these labels to that instead of realizing it's synchronicity within all of us because we have these truths in our heart. We we try and attach it to some sort of external significance instead of admitting to ourselves that we're that that energy, that awareness. Fundamentally, there's so much to learn from dreams. Writing them down helps a lot. I know, Melita, but I really don't like writing my dreams down. So like I initially started this little book, like these few pages were dreams, and I like wrote down a bunch of dreams, and then I I like wrote auto for some reason, and auto standing for always utilize the one. And I was like, okay, I don't know what that means now reading it again, but I do want to read you this. It goes, melt, melt from your soul into your work. Let your purest subconsciouses trying to interrupt me. Melt from your soul into your work. Let your purest essence fill whatever you do. so that you may extend creation as it should be. Beautiful. Whew. You are beautiful, friend. And if you allow your beauty to bleed over into the things that you're doing, even if you're, keeping yourself distracted and you get to have a beautiful experience in that distracted state, you're benefiting the world by doing so. Ah. I find that people that blindly follow religion have closed their eyes to free thinking. If you have a bias and nasty pastor, then you must be ready to contemplate. I agree completely. And unfortunately, that bias comes along with so much perspective. You as a kid, your mom tells you, hey, oh, if you touch that red hot plate, or do you call it a plate? Oven plate? Let's, yeah, oven plate. You're gonna get burnt. You're like, oh, what do you know, mom? You're gonna be like, oh shit, my mom said this thing, and then I didn't listen to her, and then I got burnt. So I guess my mom, knows what she's talking about. And then in the same breath, your mom is like, if you don't believe in this thing, you're gonna burn in hell forever. So your brain, in that malleable state, gets so attached to that idea that it becomes very difficult for people to be like unbiased, to not blindly follow the religion because they've been believing it for so long. It's become an integral part of their personalities, of their egos, of their perspectives on the world. And there are ways, Isaac, as we know, there are ways to kind of shake up your perspective and give you some more of it. But those ways aren't necessarily always accessible. So I hope that these, chats at least can help, add some of that perspective. I feel that too much I feel like too much of a failure if I don't stick strictly to my commitments, so I've purposely not set a stream schedule, though I probably should. I have allowed the flow with my chaotic life. Grace. Move gracefully on the when you feel it's time for you to stream, if you feel you have the moment, you have the opportunity to share that perspective, that's when it's right to do it. Like, know that there is no expectation, my friend. Only love. Only love. I was having a conversation with my 18-year-old son about God and institutionalized religion, and I thought something interesting. It is very ignorant of me as a parent to not personally study different religions and have interesting discussions. I agree, Lisa. Not that you know, you're being ignorant, but I agree that it's important for us to, discover, explore these different religions just to give ourselves more perspective. And that's something that I've tried to do in my life, and that has allowed me to see commonalities in all of these religions. And a lot of people would not really like to agree with me when I say we're all trying to reference the same God and saying the word God, no matter what word you try to attach to it, if you're referencing this thing, this creator, we're referencing the exact same thing. But the trip is that that thing is in you. It's in you. Because where do you think you find it? Why do you think people keep trying to find it? Because they don't realize they're trying to find it here somewhere when it's in you. And like, it's there's some religions that get that right. I feel Hinduism in some ways, have a little bit more of an understanding on that. But it's crazy to me how many times we've gone through these loops of trying to separate ourselves from God, trying to deify God as this entity somewhere, that is like arms folded, big beard, judging us. Like, yeah, let's see if that asshole does something that I don't like. What is that? What is that? He kisses another man. Ah, smite him down. Straight to hell with you. Really? You think God does that? You think God has time to do something like that? No. Oh no. Oh no. So naive. We are that thing. Plato's concept of one. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, Melita. We are that thing. We've always been. We just keep forgetting. And I believe we come here to forget even. Like, if you are that ultimate consciousness, ultimate awareness, infinite intelligence, I believe it's jarring. I believe it's It's something that you would want to fracture so that you can experience some calm, some grace, even. And that's why we're here in our arguably limited form. I can't. Damn it. I can't fly. Maybe I can fly once. But I cannot just boost myself into the air right now. Like these gooses can. But I'm not supposed to in this form. We come here to sleep. Yeah, to rest. I genuinely think so. I genuinely think so. Looking into infinity and realizing you chose this finite one. Literally. You literally had infinite opportunity, infinite capacity, infinite perspective to be anything. And instead of being anything, you chose to be you. Chose to be what you are right now, where you are right now, in this moment. And taking that responsibility back, like being like, yeah, I wanted this. I really wanted this. I wanted this so bad that I was willing to suffer for it. It allows grace. It allows more grace. Oh, some more shit, more shit, more shit. Oh, I freaking love you too, bitch. Oh, some more shit. Woo! Update my Reddit app, and now when I screenshot, I don't have to unmute each time. Okay, you had to do that before. I didn't know that on B. Thank you so much for taking a screenshot. I like the word world religions. Yeah, human religions. And the thing is, the joke is, every single human religion, in my opinion, like little asterisks, is wrong. Is wrong. And you're like, oh, Melt, how can you say that? Because we cannot know. A knife cannot cut itself. A fire cannot burn itself. Water cannot drown itself. You cannot know self. Not completely. And you're too limited too, and it's not an insult. I believe again it's why we're here in the state that we are. If you could, you wouldn't be here anymore because you wouldn't be what you are right now. You would have to be so much more vast. Like, just think about how much there is, not just on this planet, not just in our solar system, not just in our galaxy, but the entire universe. And then you're like, okay, oh goodness, my mind is melting trying to think about this vast universe. Yes. And now you consider that there is an infinite amount of them. Okay? So that vastness times infinity over and over and over and over and over and over again. And then the entity, ultimate awareness, ultimate consciousness, ultimate intelligence that created that, you're trying to understand that. You're trying to label that, being like, yes, these are the properties of this. Ow! How could you expect to? Every single religion is wrong. At least that's what I believe. I know, all I know is that I know nothing. Exactly, Melina. All I know is that I know nothing. I'm not trying to, pretend like I know things. I'm trying to share from the truth that I feel in every single moment. And that's all we can do. That is all we can do at the end of the day. And then, what we do as well is we believe we have the truth. And then because we believe we have the truth, we try to defend that truth, and we try to find references in our world to reinforce that truth, try to create some sort of additional bias in our external realities to remind ourselves, to keep informing ourselves that we are doing something right, to get that dopamine hit. My children, and introduce all of these different cultures and religions into my child's mind. I'm so happy to hear that. Again, Lisa, I never read, like you're genuinely being a good parent. I never read it. Thank you for your suggestion. I will write it down and look. Oh, a book. What did I say? Where did I read word? Added. Thanks on Beam. Thank you so much. Do a flip, Mr. Wolf. You know what? Put my water back. I'm stressing. Man, I'm gonna hurt myself. No, I'm not gonna hurt myself. Do I want to do a flip? Flip done, friend. Yeah. Flip. Flip has been done. How about it? That will be 100 daras. Thank you very much. Also, thanks for the recognition for Fish in a Birdcage. Loving his jabs. I'm so happy to hear that, Isaac. Genuinely, friend. Like, I wish he was doing better than he is. I mean, I think he is doing well, but I want him to absolutely explode. I want him to be world famous. I've been reading Nomad No Lotus. Whew. I believe that's a Buddhist book, right, Lisa? Such graceful. Don't patronize me. No, you dare patronize. I was gonna say it was a good flip, but I was gonna do a flip. And you saw like my mind being like, what are you doing, dude? The fuck are you doing? Oh, why do you want to do that? Oh goodness. Interesting. So when I started yoga, my when I started yoga teacher training, The World's Religions was the first recommended book. Over a year later, my teacher is reading this one. Now I have to get it. Absolutely, on B. Thank you for being willing to as well, my friend. Hey, look who it is. It's Theo. As you know, I started calling him initially, but it's the OG Darkly Manor. Thank you for joining us, my beloved friend. The preparation was best. I was like, am I gonna do it? Am I gonna do it like this? And then I like did the rendering of me doing it like this, and I was like, you're just gonna straight up hit your head against the ground. And I was like, okay, I guess I have to stand up and get some legs under me. Thank you, Melita. Actually tried to design a tattoo inspired by this book. Oh goodness, I'm burning up a little bit. Oh goodness. It's like 100 Fahrenheit right now or something. Yeah, it's pretty hot. And I, for some reason, don't want to wet this scarf. I don't know why. I think it's because it's my mom's and because of the intricacy of it. Bias, bias. Theo, how are you? Okay, Aunt B, thank you. It's so nice to have you here again, friend. You've been so missed. Sensane is joining us as well. Thank you for joining us, Brother Sensane. It's nice to have you. I don't know if you're still here, but how are you doing, Brother Bay? Do you have any metrics for your book sales? I'm really curious. I believe grace is given purely selfishly. I find that is why it's so beautiful to receive. Another person is giving you relief for no reason other than to relieve you of sorrow. It's proof to yourself that you're worthy, which is the greatest. Thank you for being willing to share your grace with us, Isaac, in that way. Genuinely, friend. Hope y'all smiled this morning. I have. I went from being in my own head a little bit much to feeling like I can express myself against insane throughout the stream. How are you feeling, Brother Bay? Are you smiling? It's been such a key thought process for me, especially in discomfort and pain. Breathe. Thank you for the reminder again, Aunt B. His energy is so positive. It really is. Yeah, she's talking about bird in a fish cage. Fish in a bird cage. I don't know why I keep like brutaling that one. The infinitely wise Isaac, genuinely smiling so big today. Thank you, and for the same. I feel the positivity grow with every moment here with y'all. It's so nice to have you. Thank you for contributing to this beautifully positive energy. Did you micro or macro dose? Neither your vices. I actually tell you, friends, when I take anything, but I've been sober. I've been, weed free, if you will, for 6 days now. I had some coffee before stream, well, before yoga, technically. But other than that, I'm pretty sober. And I'm also doing some intermittent fasting. So I'm running on, I think, no, technically I'd probably still be running on food right now instead of my own glucose. How about you, your vices? What is your vices? I've asked you last time, but you didn't answer me. What is your vices, friend? Simon in the house. In the house. Crazy how far a single breath can take you, genuinely. Every single time you take that breath with the intention, like we're constantly, you know, being lived, if you will, you know. We're being breathed. We're having our hearts beat. We're having our neurons fire. And then realizing that you have this control over your breath is just this moment where you can center yourself again. Ketones! Unfortunately, Melita, I'm not intermittent fasting. Like today, I had some leftover meatballs with potato and some carrots and some spinach. So I'm not doing full keto. Part of me wants to, but part of me really likes being able to eat the vegetables in copious amounts right now. So I'm like oscillating a little bit. How do you feel, Melita? Are you still doing keto? I'm pretty sure you must be. Hey, Heather again. It's so nice to have you here, friend, genuinely. How are you doing? Oh, that's so kind. It's only all thanks to your beautiful insights and experiences that I find my awareness. Isaac, that awareness has always been with you, friend. We're just trying to enhance each other's perspective, that awareness is accessible to all of us. Trump is the most unchristian person. I mean, how do you know that, friend? How do you know that? And why does it matter to you if that is the truth or not? Keto carnivore for life. It really makes your brain feel good. You know, and on that level I cannot argue. Ketones are arguably, not arguably, statistically, scientifically a better fuel source for your brain. As a baby, your mom produces ketones to build your body. It feels so much better and it doesn't make sense to eat anything else anymore. Maybe I can still do it. Maybe I like most of the vegetables I eat right now is spinach, but Melita, I love fruit. I love fruit so much, and I've been eating like a mango a day. I didn't eat a mango today because I had a big meal with the meatballs, but I really, 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 really love mangoes. You know, like I'll fight an old lady for the last. I probably won't, but for the last mangoes, like I can really go for a mango, and like I eat its skin and all. It really makes me feel good. My body rewards me for that, gives me all of the dopamines, and I don't get as much dopamines, just eating meat, even though I genuinely enjoy it, brain and body and soul. Yeah, and I know. Like my weight loss journey started with keto. I weighed like 210 pounds as a 16-year-old, and I was very overweight, obviously. And I was like, this is not okay. And I started doing keto, and I lost 45 pounds, and I got super jacked. And people assumed I was using steroids, and I was like, no, in fact, I'm just doing keto. Try it. Oh, I eat fruits as well, just seasonal ones and in small amounts. And most berries, which are still keto approved. But yeah, exactly. You have to eat small amounts. I'd love some real mango, but I don't get real mangoes here. I'm so sorry to hear that, Melita. We had these like for the first time ever. I think it was maybe as a variety, being bettered and bettered, or because of the big rain seasons we've had in South Africa. Literal mangoes this size. You're like, Mel, we don't know how big your hand is. It's a pen next to my hand. Just massive mangoes, and I cut next to the pit, and then I have these slices, these slabs of mango meat, and like my body is like away. And then afterwards, I take the pit and I rub it between my hands, and I get my hands all mango juicy, and then I put it on my face because that's good for you as well. Why, Zach? Not Isaac. Man, I kind of want to use that one. Isaac. Isaac? Isaac. It kind of works. What do you feel, Isaac? What is love? What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. So much a puppy. Mm, by simply getting baptized and saying you believe in faith is all you need to do. Yeah, and you're, I think, born again is what they say, right? Easy peasy, dude. Easy peasy. So close to wise ass. I mean, they can be interchangeable. They flip back and forth. They flip back and forth. Delete, delete. Thank you. Aunt D, thank you so much for being willing to tag the Patreon. We have a Patreon, friends, and putting on my salesman hat cap. Do you like pretty things? Do you like exclusive content? Would you like to support this journey? For as little as $1.11, you can have access to all of the works of art I make. I've been making daily works of art using these streams as my reference, basically, and it's been such a genuine pleasure sharing with you friends. I think all politicians are unchristian. Uh, they are all motivated by lining their own pockets. Politicians, especially, unfortunately, Lisa. I don't know any big name Christian leaders uninterested in lining their pockets. That seems as Christian to me. So said it's like gently creating a little mud ball. Throwing it. He's like, oh goodness, you got hit in the face. I'm sorry. Wasn't me. Exactly. You can technically baptize yourself. You can. Like instantly I think about this video I saw recently of this little kid who was getting baptized. And, as the pastor kind of works up to telling this or, going through the story of, gonna baptize you for whatever reason, he's like, oh, I can't even wait. Bloop. Dunks himself, baptizes himself. It was beautiful. Lane has entered the chat. Lane the main, thank you for joining us so much. So nice having you here. How are you doing, Lane? I mean, I sent you a message earlier today telling you was it earlier today? Or was it last night? It was last night. So last night I had a little bit of a hard time sleeping. So I put on this, you know, the Way of Mastery YouTube book reading for a little bit to just kind of ease my mind. And in that book reading, the words are, I am loved, I am loving, I am lovable forever. And it's something that we said in stream a bunch of times. And as we were saying it, like Lane had to add something, which was, and I am worthy of love. And as soon as I said those words, Lane popped into my head and I had to reach out to him and tell him I love him. Thank you for joining us, but the bear. It's nice to have you here. Basically the same thing. Been a while, man. How have you been? Hey, Kelly. So nice to have you here again. We've missed you dearly, my friend. How are you doing? Ugh. These are those my are these my memories of Mel? Who am I? Isaac, all I am is the I that we are, friend. All that I am is the I that we are, dude. It has, hasn't it? I'm alright going through this week. How are you, Insane? Happy to have you. Lane, so much love being shared. Praise Sky Daddy. Praise Sky Daddy indeed. Lachrondizzle. Interesting username. Lachrondizzle? Lachrondizzle. Maybe that's the right way to say it. Since the book is out and everything, I need to find new meaning in life. I know what my next task is, however. It's insane. Stop. I don't usually go out of my way to be like kind of hard, but you should not be doing that. Desire for something is you creating a contract of unhappiness with yourself until you realize the thing it is you're desiring. You don't need anything. Why are you assuming that life has to have meaning? Other than this, other than the moments we get to share with one another, I don't know if life does have meaning. And that's why we're doing this. That's why we're showing up in this space, is because we've noticed that the real thing that gives us soul value is spending time with one another. You don't need to do the next thing to have meaning in your lives and say you're freaking perfect just the way you are. Fash, it's nice to have you. Thank you for joining us, my friend. How are you doing? Morning Master Melt, he says. I like that. But don't don't call me a master. I'm not a master of anything. Melt, don't worry if you haven't learned from a dream recently. Last night, I dreamt I had been tasked with renaming all of the cars that Toyota makes. That is an interesting one. Lindsay, thank you for joining us, my friend. It's so nice to have you here. I did a dancing stream thanking you, friends, yesterday. I don't know if you saw it, but I'm thanking you right now again. Thank you so much, my friend. I've missed you, really. Naming all of the cars, renaming all of the Toyotas. Did you? Did you? Like, I'm curious what names you came up with. The weird void after finishing a project is always a tough one. I'm glad you know what you're moving on to next. Want to share. I feel the next stage is more difficult. Gotta get a job in the Netherlands, which supplies a visa. Well, good luck with that. Hasn't like okay, you know what? I don't think it's the time or space to ask personal questions. Insane, unless you give me leeway. It's like yeah, ask away, Melt. Ask me personal questions. Then well, I feel comfortable too. Some people hide under the cloak of religion to do as they please because they have a way to rationalize their actions with some Bible verse, likely misinterpreted. Oh yeah, oh, I've seen that multiple times, so many times. Yeah, I am this and you are that. The Bible says so. Oh, it doesn't. Does it say so? Okay, tell me more, please. Tell me more. Oh, I'm well. This week has been shown the true duality of life. I'm both simultaneously stressed and calm. It's weird when it's like that. I feel that as well. Mm. GTO. If I am, so are you, friend. That's an interesting awareness, sending you light and love. Thank you so much, Lisa. Cable is reading his book, Death of the Mind, Body, and Soul, tomorrow at 10 a.m. CST, by the way. I actually do believe that I added or, like gave an award to the post as well. Send some love to Cable. But to you, friends, if you don't know, on Haywire Hill specifically, Cable Joshi, a beautiful poet that lives in India, is going to be reading at least an excerpt from his book, or is he going to be reading the entire book? Maybe just an excerpt, I don't know. Because religion is purely interpretation, it can be used to suit individual needs, which can be a powerful tool and a brutal weapon. And it's been used as a brutal weapon more often than it's been used as a powerful tool because, political agenda and religion have gone hand in hand for a very long time as well. And the religions we have right now got shaped by a political agenda. And people don't realize that. People aren't willing to admit that to themselves. I'm watching a big ant drag a little cricket. He's having a hard time. Let me help you, dude. Oh goodness, he's like, sorry, I won't help. You do your thing, dude. I'm sorry. Okay, he's going back for the bug. No, you're missing it. You wanna see? Let me show you. Mm. Can you see him? The lighting is so poor. Look at that dude doing his job. Imagine how brutal it must be trying to carry something through grass as an ant. But he's doing it. He's like, I need to feed the babies. The queen needs food. The queen makes babies. We need babies to continue surviving. Thank you, little ant, for doing your part, my friend. Man, so much love being shared. I exactly been thinking the idea of universal God, studying this, STM. Thank you so much. Know that it's within you, Lisa. Know that it is within you, my friend. I always loved the expression, you can walk out of church and take God right with you. Hilarious from my grandma, who loved nothing more than to show us off in church when we visited. Texas church was an experience, the community, the potlucks. It can be so beautiful, Kelly. And that's the nice thing about it. That's why I don't try to demonize, that side of the world, that side of experience at all. Because I know there is a lot of value in those communities as well. And if it had to be completely abolished, how would those people know where to find one another? Like technically the internet helps us not worry too much about being unable to find one another. But for the longest time, where would you find people that are like-minded? Especially like-minded in this context of having these Christian values. So I do think there is value in it. Hey, there he is, Cable. We were just sending you some love. Thank you for joining us, Brother Bear. The common bonds between the religion, the potlucks. Yes, I'm reading live. Are you reading the whole thing, dude? Pendo! Late to the party. What's up, friends? I mean, it's been 22 minutes, so I'm late as well, Pendo. You give some, I take some. You take some, I'll give some, friend. I should say I was raised atheist. This is my in-laws' beautiful family. His daddy is a pastor's son from Texas, his mother a Muslim lady from Africa, and we never felt unwelcomed in either community. Whew, that brings genuine joy to my heart just reading it. Thank you so much for sharing it with us, Kelly. It's fun. And what's fun is everybody can hop in and share their own perspectives, and I look forward to that even. Tomorrow at 10 a.m., huh? Like, is it like when is it your time, Cable? I think your time is like 2 hours ahead of mine, so maybe I can calculate on that. The Bible I was raised to study said when God spoke, all languages heard him. I've taken that with me. The God that we think of, this understanding we have of God, in the same, way that Kelly said, you could take God with you even if you're walking out of church. That God, that universal mind, that infinite consciousness, is no more than a thought away. Think about that. It's no more than a thought away. It's right here. If you want it, if you need it, if you are seeking that, it's right here. That's grace. Open your arms, your heart, and your tables, friends. Absolutely, Kelly. Thank you so much for reminding us of that as well and for sharing that grace with us. Whew. I will also be talking about the process behind the books. We would love to hear your process, Cable. Thank you so much, Brother Bay, for sharing your love. So beautiful and mind opening. What's your favorite potluck dish? I don't know what potluck is. I'm guessing it's, a bunch of people bring, food together and then you eat at church. We do that in South Africa as well. My gosh, all my grandmas making their best dish and calling you sweetheart while filling your plate of enough to feed three people. Grandma, please, please, grandma, please. Just like roll out of our house afterwards. Oh, I've got to be one of the great grandmas. German recipes, but so many come to mind. Savory, so much love. My parents were great. They took us to church and said, "Form your own opinions and come back if you want." And none of us ever wanted to go to church. It's like, okay, form our own opinions, huh? Mm-hmm. Okay. Because fortunately, I do believe we grew up in an age where we had more access to like minded people than our parents might have, Ninja Peach. So we didn't need that in order to have that community. And it makes me happy that we're moving out of that mindset because now we're moving into the collective community of humanity. It's no longer this feeling of, oh, there are these other people in this side of the world and they're doing their own thing and I never have to know about them or see them or think about them. Now we all have access to this collective internet and we can see into each other's lives. Like you are quite literally looking into my life right now. 2 years, 3 years ago, this was not possible, and now it is. And this is the start of that journey of us awakening to one another's existences, awakening to the same truth that is within each and every single one of us, being in every single one of us. No matter where we're from, no matter who we are, no matter what our dreams or aspiration for this life is, we all have this fundamental truth of awareness within us. And now more so than ever, we cannot ignore it. We cannot even pretend it isn't real. Depends on the potluck, like we do themes. I like to cook samosa for casual sit downs, like it makes curries, red beans, and rice. I prefer to cook sweet though. I love to bake, and I'm pretty darn good at it. Thanks, Grandma. Yours. That's so freaking amazing. Melt backflip. We freaking did it, on B. That friend probably didn't stay, to find out if I actually did the backflip. But damn it, you friends did, and you got to see it. Not something you see every day. I can do backflips on a trampoline, but I'm not comfortable enough doing backflips, standing up, just because the ground is a little bit harder than a trampoline is. Thank you again, Aunt B. Thank you so much for being willing to, tag the Patreon and support us. The grandmother chocolate layer cake, chocolate layer cake, up to 14 layers is heavenly. Goodness, I cannot even imagine. Oops, I meant selflessly. There we go. Grace is selfless, not selfish. I think it might have been me who misread your word, actually, Isaac. Sorry, friend. You're right. You're right. You're completely right. So far, so good. No, please eat fruits and veggies. I agree. I agree, Ninja Peach. Like, fruits and veggies have served me really well. And I would like to eat even more of it. I would like to eat almost, primarily a diet of fruits and vegetables and just, get my protein in with meat. But it's a bit expensive right now for me to be doing that, unfortunately. So I'm eating mostly leftovers and, food from the garden. Whole Foods gang, gang, gang. Complex carbs are so important. Yes, they are. Garage Father, what a blessing it is to have you here, friend. Like today, I'm just to share with you some of the love. Like I was scrolling down on my main account, the Meltmore account, and I found your post and I had to upvote it. And then I went over to my content account, like the account I have, sub to a different subreddits, where my Meltmore account is just sub to a bunch of friends, and like your post was again the first one, and I had the opportunity to do double upvote it. I mean, I eat whole watermelons and bushels of blueberries in one sitting. Me too. Unfortunately, the Garage Father, I think the most I've ever consumed in a sitting is like 200. Pepe, Pepe, Pepe. Uh-uh. It's like 250 grams of blueberries. So if I get blueberries, I put them in the freezer and then I freeze them and they turn into like almost these little bowls of slush puppy. And if you like chew them, it's not too hard. It's kind of like soft actually, and apparently it also helps extract some of the antioxidants from the skin if you freeze them. But 250 grams is like half a pound. I ate. Was it half a pound? No, it's a pound. It's just an actual pound. And I ate a pound of blueberries in a sitting because I'm just like, yeah, I also cannot stop myself, man. Fresh mangoes and pineapple are heavenly experiences. I can hardly eat them here in NA, but in the tropics, it's just wow. Ooh, pineapple. Like I'm a big fan of the pineapple core as well for some reason. Like my mom, when she's like skinning a pineapple, she'll cut the core out. And ever since I was a little kid, I was like, give me that, give me that. I want that core. Garage Father, it's nice to have you here. Melt, I truly needed the vibes here today. Been running the gambit of stress lately, and there are a few things that make me take the deep centered breaths that slow me down. You were one of those things. I love you, man. Yo, Jesse, dude. You wanna make me blush? I wanna like take a screenshot of that as well. You know what? I think I will. Like it's just so difficult with the phone being in a cover. Thank you, Brother Bay, for that beautiful message. Even tastier when someone you care about cuts them for you. Exactly, exactly. Maybe that's why I really enjoyed them, Insane. The pineapple cores from my mom, that is. Well, we know what you're bringing to Haywire Hill Potluck. That sounds amazing. 14 layers. So it's interesting that you're talking about 14 layers as well, because this morning I was listening to a podcast again between Lex Friedman, and I've forgotten the scientist's name, but he has this theory of everything, and he believes there's 14 dimensions. So the four dimensions of space and time, and then six dimensions of spin, and four dimensions of angularity. So for a total of 14. And I was like, thinking about Heather. And now that you're bringing the 14 as well, so it's a bit of a trip. I love dehydrated mango strips. Oh goodness, dehydrated mango strips. I like dehydrated banana as well, like banana chips, even though they can be deep fried. I think so. So I'm not going to be eating them anymore. I haven't eaten them in like a year and a half, but I do enjoy them. Like dehydrated peach halves, also such a vibe. Dehydrated mango bits, also such a vibe. I ate so much of them in China, but they were so expensive. I would pay like 20 RMB for I think like 50 grams. So 40 bucks, which is like $3 for 50 grams. But I couldn't help myself. I would I would literally buy all the stock they had in this little mini shop that was close to my apartment because I couldn't go into town but there were these mini shops at the outside skirt of the little complex I was living in. So I would walk from my apartment building to these little mini complexes, and I would just grab like these like six little rolls of these mangoes off the racks. Dropped in it. I love mangoes so much. So much. We are here with you, one single step, one breath at a time. We appreciate you being here, friend. Thank you for taking a moment to breathe with us. Whew, it's a labor of love, but so well worth the effort. Boo boo, it's so nice to have you, friend. Thank you for joining us. I know it must be super early where you are, being in Australia. Thank you for taking the time to still be here with us. I love being the one cutting and preparing perfect portions. Proportions. Portions. Proportions? Do you cut them really nice looking, I'm guessing then? On B? We need a mango tutorial. I love them. I just butchered the slicing process so much. Like Isaac, what I do is I find the long side of the mango, and then I put it on its top, and then I do like small little slits, and then I put the knife in those slits, and I chop it down to the pit, and I almost like force it against the pit a little bit, slicing it down, so you can kind of see a little bit of white on the pit, and then I just take those, skin and all, and eat it just like that. Like try the mango with the skin, friend. They've been lying to us. The skin is actually good, really good. I know, I can feel it. One step, one breath, Mrs. B for sure. We love you so much, Theo. The cubed mango cutting is the best. It's nice. It really is nice. I agree. And it's the same way that I did it for the longest time. But now I kind of, like eating it. Like I tried to eat it like an apple as well, but unfortunately by the time you finished half the mango, you have to hold on to the gooey side to eat the other half of the mango. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna cut it instead. Religious texts are originally. Oh, I think I missed some of your comments. Sorry, Melita. But I love some real mango. Religious texts are originally written in symbols. It is ridiculous and wrong to interpret them with the words, which we have been all this time. I agree completely, and it's so crazy to me that like my dad has been reading an Afrikaans Bible, and he believes this Afrikaans Bible that he reads is the actual word of God, like unequivocally, unmistakably. And I'm like, do you realize that was stories told by humans, like up to hundreds of years after the passing of what we thought was Jesus. On top of that, it has been translated multiple times to the point where it got translated to Afrikaans. And you still believe it's the unequivocal word of God? I'm like, no, dude, please. Some people are allergic to mango skin, though, without being allergic to the mango itself. Really? I didn't know that. My sister is allergic yeah, my sister is allergic to mango. No? Shantai? Shantai! Wissel! Is Shantai allergisch voor mango? Is Shantai allergisch voor mango? Waarvoor is hij allergisch? Pineapple and kiwi. Pineapple and kiwi. Kiwi. Yeah, my sister is allergic to those. Not mango, at least. But as you do the cubes, you just reverse the skin and the cubes fall off automatically. Yep. No, like, I'm completely there with you, Melita. It's kind of satisfying to do it that way as well. But it's so good eating it with the skin. Like if you're allergic to the skin, obviously, do a little test, maybe like take a small bit. But the skin is the best part for you as well. Like the mango is packed in sugar and myrcene and a bunch of vitamins. But the skin is really good as well. Man, the sun is gonna blast my eyeballs. What? She's like, I'm allergic to kiwis, pineapple, and lead pills, which doesn't really translate that well into English. She's allergic to bullets. Sometimes we forget that we are allowed to be loved. Never forget that you are worthy of love. Thank you, Lane. Thank you for saying that, for believing that for yourself as well, friend. We're all worthy of love. Mama is the one who occasionally prepares my meals or snacks, and it's always glorious. I only spend time with others if it's a part of my quest, else it's a waste of time, and I get 0 XP. Okay, it's insane. It's really trippy to me that you say that, because I've been thinking about asking you about a certain potential 0 XP relationship. And you're either gonna know exactly what I'm talking about right now, or you're gonna be like, what are you talking about, Melt? And if you know exactly what I'm talking about, then you're in the same mindset that I am in. And if you don't know, then you're not. So you're going to communicate what I need you to communicate no matter what you're answering. Stream last night was so good. It was so nice having you there as well, friend. Which one? Both. I think it was both. They were both. Like joined at the end of our sitting down stream and joined us for the dancing one as well on B. Melt, I've missed you too. I renamed the Corolla the Flick. What the fuck? That's all I remember. The Flick. I think it's not bad. The Toyota Flick. Why not? Mel's dancing stream. I have to check it out. You won't regret it. It made my night. No problem at all. It was really a good one on B. I had so much fun. Professor Goo is joining us as well. Thank you for sharing the space with us, Brother Bay. And thank you for the all seeing upvote. Whole watermelons, noise. My dog insists I share. That is beautiful. It is mostly water, at least. Haywire, love, death. Thank you for tagging the cable talk as well. Mush, 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 mush. I have this little shenanigans machine joining me a little bit. Huh? You silly, silly. You silly thing. You silly, silly. Mush, 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 mush. This is the link. Thank you so much again, Auntie. Oh, also, I'm beyond excited about this sweet Melt family hangout tomorrow. Been looking forward to it all week. Thank you, Isaac, for sharing that this is going to happen. You know, maybe some of the other friends would join as well. I hope it's an amazing time. I peel and eat like a savage. Oh, that's the way to do it. Good morning, silent soldier. I hope you're well. You're 12 hours different from us, Cable. So it'll be like 10 p.m. for him. Oh, okay. It was silly. So like 8 p.m. for me then, maybe? You're sounding like Ruben. If you're in the Discord, there's info there, but a few of us got together and decided to do a weekly hangout session. You can smoke or drink or whatever. We're holding it at 9 p.m. EST and then melting together. Channel on Discord. Thank you, Isaac, for being willing to share so that other friends can share as well. Genuinely. You know, unfortunately, it's like 3 a.m. for me, but the fact that you friends get to come together and share space with one another in the same way that we get to do here is so beautiful to me. Hey, talking about beautiful people, we have Jem, the beautiful Jem joining us. I'm so late. You're here, Jem. You're here, my friend, and that's what's important. Not if you're late or not, but that you're here now. You have a what's this? Got him. You feel it as well? Yeah, it's a little. Let me help you. Let me help you. She has a little. There we go. Got him. A flea that she was chewing on. Is that better? Is that better, silly girl? Mm, mm, mm. So much mash. I'm gonna run away. Hope you all have a fantastic day. Thank you so much, Insane. Damn it, now you missed the question I asked you as well. Mm. Gave the shouty bastard in the van. Woof woof, bark woof woof. Did you hear that, Pippi? She says, woof bark woof woof. Woof bark woof woof, Pippi. You need to listen. Woof woof woof, bark bark bark. Woof woof. She's like looking at me like, what the fuck you? What happened to you? So grateful for you, genuinely. Thank you for joining us, Jam. Grace is the word of the day. It is. Thank you for gracing us with your presence. Enjoy your day. So much love being shared. Oh, how lovely. That's a solid maybe from me. It's on Zoom? No, I think it's just on the Discord itself. We get to see each other's faces. I'm not sure what I've got going this weekend. Just recovering from the last. We would love to join. But would love to join if I can. Absolutely, Kelly. We would love to encourage you to do so. No problem. It's very laid back. We're just happy to see you for a moment. It's just on Discord. We realize the best platform quality wise for it. We have our cameras on and just hang out together. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing it and like letting our friends know that it's actually gonna happen, Isaac. Hey, Uncle Becky is joining us. It's so nice to have you here, Brother Bear. I've been missing you as of late a lot. I know, right? It's my award that I have a community award. It's so nice to be able to receive it from you as well. Thank you. Thank you so, so much. Woman in the van. Uncle Becky, again. Hello, Brother Bear. Thank you for joining us. My mom would agree. An amused jester. Hello. Thank you for joining us. How are you doing, friend? It's been a while again. Hello, friend. Just the dude we need to organize a Reddit talk slash IG stream when you're free. There we go. Heck yes, he's down. What was that noise again, Melt? Yo, Uncle Becky, 8 minutes has passed since. I make a lot of noises in 8 minutes, dude. Things make a lot of noises in 8 minutes. Tons of added sugar in the stores with dried fruit. I really enjoy making my own. I think that's the best on B. But while I was in China, that was the only access I had. Like there was, at least when I was in Shanghai, I had very limited access to fresh fruit, and it was so expensive. On top of that, love it. Would absolutely love to see your beautiful faces. We would love to see yours as well, Kelly. Thank you. Have you ever made Homa, Jilly? Like I think she would have. Would have loved to have you. You're still here, and you weren't, Katie. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I see how it is. Looks at nails flamboyantly, flutters eyelashes. Love that, Afrikaans. Thank you, women in a van. Same here. I proved to be a beautiful experience, and I'm so pumped about it. Isaac, thank you, genuinely, friend. I'm allergic to kiwis too. Did you look at that? Like deathly allergic or like discomfort allergic? Not too much. It looks nice though. I love to have aesthetically pleasing plates, but mostly I like to make all of our foods in a nice bite-sized portions and the appropriate amount. I'm kind of a weirdo about it. You're being peculiar, not weird, peculiar, and that's the perfect way to do it on B. Thank you for bringing your personality, your perspective, your divinity into it, in the things you do. Same, it makes my mouth and throat itch so badly. Okay, so discomfort, I'm guessing. At least, you won't die if you're getting some kiwi in. That's not weird. Food morsels that are too big make me gag. There we go, the more we know. To me, my lips and tongue get really swelled up. Eggplant, too. Like, fortunately, eggplant is not really the most appetizing, at least in my opinion, vegetable to eat. So I feel that one I could live with. But I would be so bummed out if I couldn't eat kiwis. Like, I'm a big kiwi fan as well. Also, eat them skin and all. I'm allergic to watermelon. Like, I wish I knew what compounds is in these things that you could be allergic to. I feel like my brain doesn't have the ability to think about that. It's crazy. Aren't they like 90% water? Yeah. But there's probably like in that 10% some stuff that you can't eat. Greetings from Belgium, the meme lord. It's nice to have you here, friend. Thank you for joining us. I used to eat them all the time. One day, I put some in a smoothie and about lost it. I'm guessing the kiwi. That's crazy to me that you gained an allergy to something afterwards as well. I'm also about aesthetically pleasing plate too. I am unfortunately not. And I say unfortunately because I do think it has some value, but aesthetics and plate of food is not the thing that is on my mind these days. I just usually try to get as much calories as I possibly can. It's a big joke in me, especially being a summer baby. Oh goodness, dude. Okay, so you haven't been able to eat watermelon your entire life then? I'm guessing pineapple makes my lips tingle sometimes. It must be the acidity or something. Like, yeah, it literally dissolves you. Like the reason your tongue can get hurt if you eat an entire pineapple is because it dissolves your tongue, which is a bit of a yikes. But fortunately, whatever my tongue is made of doesn't allow that to happen. So I've eaten like two pineapples back to back on a dare where people were like, "You're gonna get so wrecked, you won't be able to talk," and I did it, and I had no discomfort. What's happening in Discord? I missed a bit. There is going to be a group call, my friend, really soon. I think this weekend. Too precious, unamused jester. I'm happy that you're sharing this space with us, my friend. It's about the cups for me. I have to have a certain cup like that you're plating up with, like you're going to drink out of, or do you just mean in general? Pineapple has some quality digestive enzymes, though. That is true. That is very true. Talking about digestive enzymes, and the quality that you can get off that, yogurts. Just wanted to convert the time. 3 a.m. is a bit too early, unfortunately. Say, Melida, but it's completely okay, my friend. It's completely okay. Our friends are getting to have some time when they actually have the time. You have another tick on your face. Got him. Got him. Get wrecked, tick. Yes, see. What would you have done without me, huh? What would you have done without me? You'd have been full of ticks. Just full of ticks. Yeah, they would have sucked you dry. Sucked all of the blood out of your body. But now you got a human being to protect you from the ticks. It's beautiful there. Where are you? Tater. I live and have been born in South Africa. Thank you for joining us, my friend. Mash, 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 mash. Wait, it's Friday. Not sure what day it is today. It's Thursday today. I'll have to see if I can jump on with you. I need more internet friend hangs, please. Unamused gesture. Like, we're doing it here as well, but it's gonna be a little bit one-sided. So please do join. How funny. I'm also all about using only cloth napkins, and I'm always looking for beautiful cloth napkins. Like instantly, I'm thinking about ones with fractals on them and stuff. I need to get back into Discord. I've been missing out. I see. Lisa, we would love you to be there as well, friend. Professor Goo and Guns refer to those folks as NPC. Oh goodness. Like I feel I was an NPC at one point in my life, so it can be a little bit of a jarring thing for me to say. I believe all of us are capable of being awakened, and waking up is pretty much going from being an NPC to being a participating character. When all of us have that capacity within us intrinsically. Thank you so much, Ninja. I think 9 p.m. EST, 2 a.m. here. Seems wrong if Melty said it was 3 a.m. for him. I know SA is more than 1 hour ahead. Silly time zones. It can be. I'm sorry, friend. Lady, Seaside, US. Thank you for joining us, Tater. It's nice to have you here, friend. We'd love to see you again. She really is. There are friends IRL, and Uncle Becky and Goo are like brothers and go way back. Good people. Very, very good people. Like the stories I've heard of Uncle Becky and Goo together would blow your mind. I cannot seem to get them down. It's difficult. On be like we're already so, infinitely full with our own daily lives and trying to keep track of time as it is. Trying to do that for multiple locations at the same time is even more so. Actually, as you get older, you're more likely to get allergies to things you eat a lot. Your body probably is just like, nah, dude, stop doing this. Maybe you're giving yourself too much of something that could be beneficial, but if you overdo it, it becomes a problem, and then your body basically forms a antibody response to it or a immunology response to it. So it's like, no, danger, danger, danger. Love her so much. I can't eat seafood, a lot of seafood anymore. I haven't had the opportunity to eat that much seafood in my life. I'm not going to add a fortunately or unfortunately to that one. I like seafood, but it's very expensive in South Africa as well. Pineapple eats you back. There we go. You're right, Jem. Boo Poo says, I had once of the anaphylactic reactions to chili when I was younger, but it was just one time, a once off. Maybe your body went anaphylactic and was like, bruh, this is straight up not a vibe. Let's not do that again. And then just stopped. I'm happy to hear that, Boo Poo. I thought that I have developed a gluten allergy over the years. That is pretty brutal. I mean, the biggest problem with breads and stuff right now isn't so much the gluten, but the amount of vegetable oils they use in there. So I think you're winning by cutting breads out as well. Oh goodness, I'm sorry, bug. I was trying to help the bug out of the water, and then bump them back into the water. There you go, dude. Be free. Is this a bug? No, it looks like a seed maybe. I'm allergic to nuts. and certain artificial colors and flavors. I'm allergic to grass, apparently. Like yesterday, when I was giving the earth a hug, the grass was like, oh, hey, dude, sup? Remember us? And my skin was super itchy. No, the rash went away at least. But yeah, apparently I'm allergic to grass. And also, like if I drink those box juices, the ones with the little taps, my body is like, what the hell was that, dude? What the hell was that? That is terrifying. Anaphylactic shock, yeah, truly. So true. I don't know what it is. Our bodies just get fed up and they're like, enough of this shit. Yeah, you literally form an immune response to it. Nap time, but well, but well, Melty and all. Thank you for joining us. Kira Burb, it's nice to have you here, if even for a moment. Red, same to you, my beloved friend. It's so nice to have you, divine feminine friends here. Yep, artificial strawberry flavor, but the worst allergy of all, magic shroomies? Are you allergic to magic mushrooms? Are you serious, Ninja Peach? I didn't even know that was possible. That is really interesting. Oh no, yeah, Jim, I'm feeling the same. And antibiotics. I think the spore link, maybe. Maybe your body is just, like, because your body is right now fighting fungal infections as well, because you're breathing in spores, and that shit gets like lodged in your lungs. And if your body didn't have a way to deal with that, these spores would germinate and grow mycelium in your lungs. And I know that's a big yikes, I'm sorry. But that would have happened if your body wasn't defending itself against that. So it makes sense, but I'm sorry to hear that, Ninja Peach. I started the stream. Oh no, yeah! What? That's a big yikes, right? That's a big yikes. I mean, maybe lysergic acid wouldn't be that way. I hope so. Or, like, man, that does kind of suck. Hopefully, we'll be able to genetically, engineer the shroomies so that you can take whatever, you're allergic to, take it out of it. I started the stream, said hello, and fell back asleep. Been so tired lately. I think the state of the world is taking its toll and getting me down. Me too. Me too, Heather. Like, I thought it was, because I've been dreaming a lot as well, but I've also been really wrecked. Like, I sleep more than enough and I wake up like groggy, like I'm being dragged. I had to wake up at 4 a.m. again this morning to package some rusks. And then I went back to sleep for like, I think 2 hours. And then even after that extra 2 hours of sleep, I was just like, bruh. And then I, wrote a journal entry, and that at least helped me get a little bit of energy back. Struggling because I'm approaching my usual time to toke up a little bit after stream to really sit down with it. Day two of the tea break. Keep going, brother Isaac. Thank you for letting us know as well. It is like that is where I feel the most difficulty comes in throughout the day. If you have a certain way of doing things, a certain pattern of doing things, it's pretty easy to kind of forget about smoking weed. But if there's a specific time in the day when you usually smoke, like for me, I got into this mindset or pattern of smoking directly after stream. That is when it's the most difficult. Like throughout the day, I don't even think about it, but then directly after stream, I feel like, I would really like to smoke a joint right now, and that resisting that feeling can be very difficult. Wake in love. Thank you, Red, for waking in love with us. Exactly. That's exactly how it feels. My body refuses to deal. Take the rest. You deserve it. Yes, you do. It's E numbers for me, like artificial red and blue type food dyes. So do you like reference the labels on food then? Don't forget to self care. What? It's Eva. Is that Eva? It's just Eva. It's just Eva. She's so freaking weird. Like I don't know if her eyesight is bad or something. Maybe she can't see properly. I don't know. It's Eva, puppy. It's just Eva. Eva, come here. Eva just looks at me. She's like, what do you think? I'm a dog? You just call me and then I come? Yeah. Yeah, I did think that. I'm sorry, Eva. I'm saying, when we were little, my brother decided to sneak cookies from the cupboard. Had an allergic reaction to them. Never stole cookies again. That is so brutal. I'm so sorry. Like, it's funny, but I'm sorry to hear that nonetheless, Ninja Peach. I'm not. Unamused jester. A part of myself was like, oh, yeah, smart, but no, I'm probably not smarter than your doctors and the news jester. I feel your doctors, why you might think they're stupid is because they want to extract resources from you. And they might, do stupid things in order to do that. If anything, day one here, going for full sobriety. It's intimidating. I'm a sucker for a vice or five. Oh, me too. Oh, me too, Kelly. Like, I feel one of the vices I have to, drop within this journey as well. It's going to be caffeine again. I really enjoy caffeine as well. It is something that serves me, I believe, at least. What do you friends think? Maybe a little bit too much. Maybe I'm, a little bit manic. Like, yeah, Mel, stop drinking caffeine. Well, I ate watermelon for a long time and would get an itchy throat and tongue. One day, I asked my family if they feel that and learned, nope, that's not normal. Haven't eaten any since the age of 10. It was my favorite part of my birthday month. You haven't eaten any since the age of 10. Would you consider doing it again? I like that is a horrible thing to say to a person. Oh, you're allergic to something and you haven't eaten it since you were 10. Have you tried doing it again? It's like, Mel, do you want me to die? Oh, like I want to know if like maybe it went away because that happens as well, I believe. Rest, but also do things that refresh and restore as well. Absolutely. Thank you for encouraging that on B. I killed the smallest bug the other day, and afterwards felt such regret that I cried. Red Clicker, I've noticed the same thing within myself. Like for the longest time, if a bug was like skittering on the floor, I would sometimes go out of my way to step on it. And now I have the opposite. Like I have like an aversion. Like I've almost fell on the ground, like trying to misstep a bug that is underneath my foot as I'm walking, and I notice it. Like I have like certain aversions to certain bugs, like ticks, parasites, basically things that try to steal my blood, things that steal blood from my little critters. So fleas, mosquitoes, ticks, maybe worms, like certain worms. I have aversion to those. But to the rest of them, I'm just kind of like these little dudes are just vibing, vibing as well. Thank you for being willing to share that with us, my friend. Know that you're not an evil person. That little bug is going to become a part of the earth, going to get eaten by the little enzymes. Like technically, you could argue you've created billions of life forms by taking one. How about that? Because as soon as it dies, its body becomes, nutrients to the little, microorganisms inside of it, and then gets turned into food again for potentially new life as well. Oh, I feel that. It's like it's been forever since I went more than a day without some sort of mind altering chemical. I'm definitely struggling. Isaac, thank you for being willing to take some time away from that. For the same reason, I feel like I need to take a break from caffeine as well. And I want to do a little bit of a fast. I'm thinking of doing like a week fast in the last week of my tea break. So maybe I'll cut caffeine out in that week as well. Sending you positive vibes. Thank you, Lisa. Red, you're such an inspiration. I've seen you on here a few years now, continuously sharing love. It has been a blessing having Red here. Thank you, my friend. I wondered where you went. Rest up. Know that we're all here and all grateful for your presence, no matter the capacity. Even if you're, dosing, dreaming in a beautiful space, resting your body, that is necessary as well. I told my stream about the chair today. So excited I can't even. New chair day is so close. Woo woo woo. So like on this journey, on B, like Jem kind of like put out her link. You could buy her pens, but she was using the pens money to buy herself a chair. And I think that was the very first time that I ever, shared some abundance. Well, some of the abundance that we've been shared with, back into the world. Thank you, Jem, for letting us know that the chair is actually coming. Maybe we can plan a good Saturday for Melt to be able to join us as well. Maybe a monthly massive hangout. That might be a plan, actually, Isaac. New chair is everything. Love is everything. Just being able to, do what Jem is doing. Being able to sit down for hours at a time and draw, and do so comfortably is definitely something we want. We are strong and have each other. Lynn, I'm sorry. It is a big yikes. Very big yikes. Sorry for thinking about it. But instead of being like, oh my goodness, that could happen, be like, thank you, lungs. Thank you, body, for protecting me literally actively. There's an entire warfare happening in your body right now to keep you alive. So thank you, body, for doing your job, dude. I enjoy mindful eating and preparing, and I keep ease of digestion in mind. Like the how the food is going to affect you afterwards. Hey, Candace, thank you for joining us, my friend. Do you know? I'm like, I do believe that you went for the ultrasound, right? Do you know, my friend? Drum roll. Let's see, friends. Did them for years until one day, big yikes, haven't done them since. Okay, so there was also like a threshold that was reached. The older I get, the more I need to chew my food, or I almost choke myself. Hmm. Next Tuesday we're going to see. Next Tuesday. So, what, 5 days? Okay, Candace. I'm excited as well, Fred. You must be so excited as well. I mean, if I'm excited, I can't even imagine how excited you must be. Yep, did them for years, everyone. Your shining light. Thank you so much for your generosity. My back is also so thankful. My back. Are you feeling better? Oh, for the chair, of course. Well, keep well, keep it up. Genuinely, Lamar, relatable. Don't do it. Drugs are bad. Okay, okay. Crypto Perry. Drugs are not bad. Drugs are literal molecular structures. The way we use drugs can be bad, but drugs have saved millions of lives. So don't believe the propaganda that you've been taught, friend. Also, we found a property that we can afford. Went land searching yesterday and found a nice patch of land. So, to you friends who don't know, Candace have been on this journey with us for a while as well now. And they went on this amazing adventure, traveling and basically living in tune with the universe, almost living wildly, like expectationless, not knowing what comes next, if you will. And a part of that journey has been this manifestation to live on their own little piece of land and to be able to create on that little piece of land. And they're doing it, they're manifesting it. It can be done, friends. Believe in your dreams. I have a trial shift today at the coffee shop. Wish me luck. I'm super nervous, to be honest. I see a candle, Jacob. Good luck to you, my friend. We'll be burning a candle for you. I don't know if Kira Burb is here, but maybe Kira Burb can light the candle for you as well. What? Told my stream, I'm excited. I can't even. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hello, poppers. Hello, kitties. Hello, burbies. Hello, dwarf. It's nice to have you here again, my friend. Has the rum worn off? I hope so. It's nice to have you here. Red has blessed me with a new chair. Oh, was it red? Goodness! Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Luck and grace, you've got this. Yes, you do. I made a chicken salad wrap and bit my hand when I was trying to eat it. Good times. I mean, sometimes the food bites back, dwarf. We were just talking about pineapple, eating us back, if you will. Welcome to life. Oh my goodness, Uncle Becky is going to be even more excited when I am, literally crying. Ah, what a kind soul she is. Genuinely, Red. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being willing to share that love. New chair for Gem, so she can continue to give without pain involved. Absolutely, Red. Thank you. Thank you so much from all of us, from like this space towards you. Genuinely, thank you. Dang, Red. These blessings will be returned to you tenfold. I really believe that. Me too. Absolutely. I work in a home health care. Patients ask me to kill bugs. I pretend to do it and then I release them elsewhere. You naughty you. I'm gonna save the bugs. Give where you can, love where you can. Giving equals receiving. Bugs are life too, and life is precious. Absolutely. Red, thank you for being such a compassionate and loving person. I've cried happy tears too many times recently. The kindness I've been shown is just so wonderful. I struggled to express it. Jem, like it makes me happy that you're experiencing that because I've been going through the exact same thing. I'm happy I'm not alone. Dan, brother Bear, I did a stream yesterday to say thank you to you, friends. I said thank you to you, but I'll say thank you again. Thank you, brother Bear, for the support that you've shared. Thank you for joining us again. How are you doing, man? How's the family? Happy tears. The gifts are all part of the circle of life. Yes, it is. Weed is my only daily. But when I go for anything else, I tend to go really hard, and that's what I'm trying to rein in. Everything in moderation, including moderation. Absolutely, Kelly. Thank you for being willing to admit that, not only to us, but to yourself as well, and being willing to, look at it from a mature and open perspective, to not pretend like there's nothing to be changed, there's nothing to be seen from that as well. I wasn't first. Yeah, she was. Jem was. I was the first to sign up to Melty's Patreon. It's only a few bucks a month. And when I get there, is absolutely priceless. Jem, thank you. Like, genuinely, Jem was the very first person willing to sign up to the Patreon. And I mean, I'm not going to say it's directly because you signed up to the Patreon, but seeing the amount of love that has been shared between us as a community ever since we've been opening ourselves up to being willing to receive love from the community has been absolutely mind-boggling. So lovely to hear, genuinely. Weed is my only reprieve from intense mental and physical pain. Weed is medicine. Don't abuse it and use it for good. There we go, Red. I agree completely with that. And if you find yourself abusing it, respect it as a medicine and try and take a break from it as well. I feel that. Luck, luck, luck. I wish Nels would take us to one of the Antoni Gaudi buildings one day. At least one. I don't know what that is, but that sounds fascinating, Dwarf. Oh, give your time to draw and attention priceless. Yeah, I feel that. However, I'm not into drug supremacy or drug shaming. They are all good for different things. If used with respect, I believe more important than anything is intention, no matter what it is you're doing. Very, very much so. Intention is of utmost importance. 69 viewers. Nice. Where's Lane? Art helps my concentration and my mental health. I love being able to express myself creatively at the same time as providing a space people enjoy being, just like I enjoy being here. Thank you so much, Jem. Like, and Jem is busy with a work of art that is absolutely mind blowing. There's this peace symbol. It's like a peace trident, I think is the way that you would say it. It's gorgeous. Intention is the guide. Will is what powers it. Mm. And like you're gonna experience yourself. Like that's the thing. The drug is like literally a shape in space and time. It's like the same way that we see this shape and we're like, yeah, pen. It's a shape, that bonds with your brain, and then you experience what your brain is capable of experiencing. So by setting intentions within that neural network, you experience what you've set to the intention for. Fine, I can't do drug shaming. Yeah, I'm saying, friend, like it's not the drug, it's just a molecule. Oh, blessed, it makes my heart beam. Same, genuinely same. It makes me so happy. Good morning again, Dan, on the Reddit as well. Amazing. Thank you so much, Red. May the kindness come back to you times infinity. Thank you so much, my friend, for being willing to share that love. Genuinely, like you're changing lives. You friends have changed my life. I can't even imagine how much more change there is to come. I have totally done that. Chicken salad is legit one of my favorite things ever. I also enjoy chicken salad a lot. No, the rum hasn't wore off. I'm still drunk. Goodness, dwarf. It's been like 24 hours. That's some good rum you have. I actually would like to try. I had about 5 year bout with bananas, and now I eat one every day. So maybe I should try watermelon again. Maybe like just a little bit. See if your throat is itchy. Change is the only constant. Oh, isn't that the truth, Melita? And yet we still get tripped up about that. Things are changing. Oh no! And then we're like, oh yeah, things are changing. Oh, 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 things are changing. Huh. Oh, things are changing. So many different reasons to trip out. In my life, as I continue to give, I receive. It's just the law. God is good. God is good. So it's crazy to me that you say that because, like, initially, when we started this giving journey, like, Jem, so, like, okay, let me share that with you, friends. Like, there was this opportunity for me to share some abundance with Jem, and I haven't been able to even share abundance with myself throughout the whole of 2021, and I was sharing more abundance with Jem than I've had access to share with myself throughout the entire year in a single moment. And there was tension inside of myself to do that, and I was like, this tension is an illusion because I am an infinite being and I can give from that infinite source. And I gave, and literally within 24 hours, we received back more abundance than we gave initially. And when I shared this message with my mom, the first word she said is God is good. And you said the same thing. Red synchronicities. Thank you so much, my friend. You are good as well. Animal lover, thank you for joining us, my friend. You seem like our type of person. Have you been to Haywire Hill? Do you know this Uncle Becky character? Underneath you. Yes, dude, you have to go and check him out. You'd love his shit. You'd love his stuff. You would love his content, his wholesome vibes. He has a bunch of animals to share with you. Red is a superstar. That she is. You're cute. You married or what? Yeah, I'm I'm married to love, my friend. But I'm not married, friend. I'm probably not gonna be married for a while. I still need to do a lot of things. I'm fairly sure you can grow into and out of allergies. I had two anaphylactic shocks as a kid after eating nuts, but I've accidentally eaten them 3 times as an adult and nothing. Okay, Jem. Like, and are specific nuts as well, or is it like a mixed bag? Uncle Becky is peace, love, and fire. That he is. Uncle Becky is a legend, absolutely. Uncle Becky brought us all together as a family. It's time to read the love. So much love being shared. Dorian, thank you for joining us as well, my friend. I love you all so much. This has been awesome. Thank you for sharing the space. Katie, I love you so much love. Are you in Canada? Just grab an EpiPen and friend and do some experimenting. Obviously, hope not to use it. Yeah, absolutely. I'm curious. I'm genuinely curious. It's a good idea. When Ohio, not Canada, I always like a little danger, a little bit of experimentation on the self. Technically, that's all we're doing ever. Always experimenting on the self. Being like, no, I'm gonna exercise, and then we experience the self in that way. No, I'm gonna eat well, and we experience the self in that way. Dorian, love is being shared. Hey, where healers, love, love yourself, love those around you, love yourself, so that you can love those around you. 69 noise. With all the tea breaks going on, I would like to recommend the book My Mind on Plants. Is it My Mind on Plants? I heard the author, I think his name is Experience Off and Coming Back to Caffeine. I think he covers mescaline, caffeine, and maybe weed. I'm not sure about it, but about pollen. He's also the author of Change Your Mind, also a book about psychedelics. Very, very, very cool writer. Thank you so much for sharing. Absolutely. I feel pretty much back to normal. A slightly runny nose. Tested myself this morning to see if I can go back to the office because I miss people, but I'm still positive. Bleh. I'm well, Dorian. Try and make the most of this time you have off, friend. Maybe spend some time with the, loved ones you have in your house. And if you have no loved ones in your house, try and spend some time with yourself. Do some self-care. Take a bath and put some oil in your hair. I feel so much love. I might pop and explode, and I'd rain into millions of purple hearts, absolutely melting. Like that's the way I think about it as well. Like so much love. I'm just like, turning into goo. The love you've shown in the hill has literally changed us for life in the best possible way. Thank you, Red. Spice Rum is so good. You provide so much as well. I've been scraping for 5 months. That's over, and it's been a lighter days ahead. I'm so happy to hear that, Red. You deserve that as well, my friend, to have some lightness in your life. This is correct, although bee and wasp allergies and shellfish allergies are lifelong, I believe. Okay. It's interesting to me that we know that there are some that can be lifelong and others that aren't. I've been in the same place many times myself. Whenever I have abundance, I always love to share. Jem, thank you for that as well, my friend. It's the ebb and flows. We're going to be fluctuating in that pretty much forever. I was just thinking cost wise, they're expensive down there. The EpiPens, I'm thinking as well. Like especially if you're just experimenting. Like I don't know how expensive they are, but right now anything is expensive to me. I believe it's a real law. I actually try to give 10% just as a rule. I feel so good to give and see the good for and see it go for good things. Like the thing is as well, to me at least, being able to give to other people, it's something that makes you feel more full, which is counterintuitive to most people because, like, what do you mean giving things makes you feel like you have more? But that's the way it is because technically you are giving from a place of abundance to someone who might be experiencing a lack of abundance, which means you had abundance and now you created abundance in someone else's life, which means there's now twice as much abundance in the world than there was when you were keeping that abundance for yourself. and that perpetuates. That person, gets informed by that feeling, and maybe when they have abundance, actually has the capacity to do the same again. Ripples until we're going to sis, until we're going to tsunami the entire world of love. It wasn't for nothing. We grow so much through these times. Hold tighter, and that matters most. Abundant blessings ahead. Abundant blessings to every single one of you friends. Oh, really? I had a reaction to a hornets thing as a kid, but I don't know if they're the same family as bees and wasps. I think not all wasps are hornets. No, 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 no. Not all hornets are wasps, but all wasps are hornets? Or are they other way around? Something like that, yeah. Love that feeling when your heart is too big for your chest. Have a great morning. And this has been such a great morning, Kelly. I feel so blessed. So blessed to have friends so loving. The bed is calling me, says Boop. Thank you all for the lovely people. I can't express how good these streams make me feel. I find myself smiling at work, thinking about this. Love to all of you, and have a blessed day. Thank you so much, Boop. We look forward to seeing you again, friend. It was an absolute pleasure having you here today. Again, like Boop, this is the second day that she's been showing up, or he's been showing up actually. So, brand new to the space, and already being influenced for the greater good. Shamashi mashi. Such a sweet girl. You wanna leave? What? What, did I blow your ear? Did I blow on your ear? Okay. It was mixed nuts on a chocolate shortbread my mom had made. I know it's not peanuts or hazel, as I've eaten peanut butter and Nutella a lot over the years. Maybe it's like pecan nuts or macadamias. Macadamias, apparently, more people are allergic to than any other nuts. But, friends, we have come to the end of today's stream. What a blessing it has been to have all of you here. Thank you. Thank you for being willing to take a breath with me. Take this moment with me. Share your grace with me. I look forward to seeing you, friends, again. You silly. You freaking silly. Okay. Okay, we have to say bye to our friends. We have to say bye. You should stop antagonizing me, you silly. Okay. Thank you, friends, for sharing this space with me, for being willing to, be graceful. I love you so much. Thank you for being willing to share your time, your presence, and a space in your consciousness. I look forward to seeing you, friends, again tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye. I think maybe Melita is still here on the stream. So much love to you, my beloved friend. See you again tomorrow.